What is going on, lads? It's Billy the Kid here, and today I'm here to give you my initial impression of Endgame, the last DLC for BF3. As always, the DLC came out for PS3 first off, so I have been a little late in getting the DLC. I've been busy for a few days, and I'm still a bit rusty on the PS3, believe it or not. But here are my initial thoughts on Endgame. So the first thing I want to talk about Endgame is Capture the Flag. Now, I've never really ever played Capture the Flag. I get what it's supposed to be. You capture the flag, the enemy's flag, and then you drop it back to your base and you get 1 point. So it took me a little while to figure out, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be going after this flag, or am I supposed to be going after that flag? So I was still a little bit confused about the entire, game mode itself. I didn't realize that you had to have your flag in your base at the same time you bring back the enemy's flag to get 1 point. But I have to say, this is a fun game mode, especially with all the dirt bikes. I keep having to say derp bikes, not dirt bikes. So I will from now on say derp bikes, because it seems to be much more accurate. Anyway, so yeah, Capture the Flag is a fun game mode. However, there are already the assholes who will ruin it for you, like the C4 trappers who will put the C4 on the flag, just wait for somebody to try and pick it up and boom. There are a lot of AT mines, a lot. People seem to be putting them a lot over the expected areas that people go for the flag. And with the derp bikes, it's really tough to break in time. And as you can see, this particular match I was playing on Capture the Flag with my good friends Teal'c, Trapping the System, and Nightslayer. This was a pretty close match. It went on for a while. As you can see, you get a time limit, I think, of like 15 or 20 minutes. And I'm not too sure if you rent out a server, will you be able to lengthen that time or even shorten it. But it is a lot of fun. There was a few moments here and there where the bikes were just road killing everybody. And I did get a few road kills myself. So Capture the Flag is fun. Just like with all the other game modes, it's not advisable to play it over and over and over and over again. It is nice to have a little bit of variety, maybe Conquest, Capture the Flag, Rush, Team Deathmatch. So that's my little thoughts on Capture the Flag. It's a good game mode, it's a lot of fun with the bikes, and it does promote team play. That's the one thing I have noticed. There is a lot more team play in Capture the Flag than in most other game modes, because you have to have your flag still at the base to get that point. And you have to have people covering you while you try and bring back the enemy's flag to your base as well. So, that's Capture the Flag out of the way. Next up is air superiority. Now, I'm a comfortable pilot. I'm not saying I'm the best pilot in the world, but I do like jets, I do like air simulators. So flying for me is pretty easy, but for those who are new to flying or hate flying with a passion, this game mode may not be for you. Just like with all the other game modes like Armored Kill and Gunmaster, this game mode may not be for those who are inexperienced in jets or just don't like flying. Funny thing was, the first time I ever played air superiority in Endgame, I got kicked by an admin because they were sick and tired of me blowing them out of the sky. And one thing I have also noticed in air superiority, it's chaotic as shit. There are so many people crashing into each other, it's beyond silly. It was to be expected, especially from the trailer, with all the jets going everywhere. But the amount of times I was chasing an enemy jet only to get rammed by a friendly who was so tunnel visioned in chasing my particular guy that I was after that he didn't even see me. So if you are new to jets, that is just one thing you are going to have to look out for, is potential friendlies ramming you. And just as I estimated, everybody, including myself, are using heat seekers, so you will have that constant beep 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 in your ears. But the one good thing about air superiority is it is fun for those who are experienced with jets. Unlike all the other game modes, you really have to depend on yourself and your skills as a pilot to really do well in air superiority mode. I do have a video coming up in the next few days of a 200% air superiority, and I managed to go 29 and 4, which was really lucky for me, as with the countermeasures in air superiority, they are still broken. Flares still don't work, ECM still doesn't work, so I'm having to see myself going back to the extinguisher. And I have to say, that extinguisher got me out of a lot of trouble in a lot of dogfights. Now, is that to say that you will never die? No, of course you will. That's the one thing that I think people need to realize, is you're never really gonna go 30 and 1 or 25 and 2. You are gonna die, and you are going to die a lot, especially if you're not used to the jets or not experienced in them. There are going to be a lot of Colonel 100 ace pilots out there, And like I said, I'm not the best pilot in the world, but I am a confident pilot. I do know what I'm doing. I have the tactics in my head, and I've seen a lot of very new pilots do very silly mistakes, like crash into windmills on Nabandan Flats, I believe it's called. And I swear, I wish I was recording the amount of crashes I saw right in front of me. I did have a couple of them captured, so I think by the end of the week I'll do a Aftermath highlight of the week, just like I did with Endgame, and show you all the bike road kills, air crashes, the crazy stuff that has gone on in Endgame so far. Now that we've covered air superiority, I just want to talk really quickly about the maps themselves, the 4 maps that were released for Endgame. The Nabandan Flats, Operation Riverside, Sabalam Pipeline, and ESR Railroad. The maps themselves are okay, but they're not as exciting as the Aftermath maps were. They just seem to have been rushed together, if you know what I mean. I like how they're going with the season theme here, with all the different seasons, but it just seems rushed. It seems to be just thrown together and saying, okay, here's a map for Endgame, go play it. There seems to be a lot less of imagination, I guess you could say. Some of the buildings that you can go in are direct copies of other buildings in other maps. Now I'm not saying they should have designed brand spanking new buildings for just this one DLC, but it would have been nice if they just put in a little bit of imagination, maybe put in a 3 or 4 story building that everybody can go in and start killing each other, or something like that, rather than just copy and paste a lot of the same buildings, just redesigned in a little way. But the maps themselves are fun, especially with all the dirt bikes going around. As far as some of the new vehicles like the dirt bikes and that Humvee with the AA and ground missiles, I've had very little experience in the Humvee, the new one. I think I maybe gotten it once and I didn't kill anybody. But as well as the dropship. Now the dropship is what everybody was talking about leading up to Endgame. I had a feeling it was going to be something like the C-130, or at first I thought it was going to be the V-22 Osprey. It's in the campaign and it wouldn't really take a lot to port that into the multiplayer, but as I expected, then it was the C-130, and they use it to drop an LAV or a BMP out the back, and then you can spawn in the dropship and then drop out whenever you want. So there isn't really much to say about the dropship in general. It is just pretty much a C-130, just like an armored kill, just without the guns, and it has a little animation at the back where the ramp lowers and then the BMP or the LAV gets parachuted out and the paratroopers get to jump out whenever they want. So there's not really much to say about that. That's what it is. All in all, Endgame is a good DLC. I wouldn't call it great. It's fun, but it's not as fun and original as Aftermath was. It doesn't seem to have that exciting factor that Aftermath brought to the table. And is Endgame the last DLC? I think it is. I'm not going to hold my breath and say they're going to design a brand new DLC and say, okay, this is the really last one. Maybe a Bad Company 2 map DLC. I think that would be a nice end to the series, but that is my first impressions of Endgame, folks. I hope to have more Endgame footage coming up soon. Like I said, I will be posting that air superiority round, maybe putting a few tips for you new jet pilots. Maybe that will be sent to Pixel Enemy, maybe it won't, we'll see. Anyway lads, as always, leave your feedback in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of Endgame. Are you happy with it? Are you not happy with it? And why? Lads, this is Billy the Kid. I hope you enjoyed the video as always. Leave your likes, leave your comments, leave your feedback down below, and I will see you again, and thanks very much for watching.